What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I was asked this question, and yeah, I saw a small article about this, and it's really pointless, and I'm not into these. I'm not into it. Okay, what am I talking about? So they're saying that intergender, okay, which I don't know why everybody's so scared to say certain words, okay, but transgendered, okay, put it like that. Men that live as women they're allowed to fight in the Olympics now. Okay. The fact that they labeled it intergender, and it was a small article I read, I saw it. Look, when you leave the Olympics, what is the next step plan to go to the pros? If you are allowing born men to fight born women in the Olympics, how long is it going to be before they start changing this into in the pro ranks? Because my thing is, if you are living as a woman but you're a born man, it still means you are much stronger than a woman. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Hold back on your training so you're not so strong to a female? So if you're going to allow that in the Olympics, would it matter in the pros? Think about this. Because even though you're a born man, you're living your life as a woman. So you want to compete with women. How about you're living your life as a woman, but the fact that you're still a man, you're fighting men? I don't care about the psychology of it. I don't care about I like to be referred to as, well, that's your business. I'm saying the reality of it is you're still a born male. I don't think nobody really wants to see these type of fights. I know I don't. And the reality of people that was so verbal, so vocal about Keith Thurman and Clarissa Shields. Oh, somebody need to shut her up. Okay. So you guys are okay with men wanting to fight women. But then when it comes to a transgendered woman, so it's like, oh, well, yeah, but he don't live as I don't care what your preference is of a lifestyle. Okay. I could dye my hair green. I could get my entire body tattooed, face and all. I get those little knots put in my head. I can get my tongue split in half and look like a snake and all that. I am still Aries. Regardless. My identity, I may look different in terms of identifying with who I am. I'm still the same person. My gender doesn't change. I don't care what you add to your body, what you enhance. I don't care about all of that. In terms of competing in a sport, I don't think it's a cool idea at all. Let the men fight the men, let the women fight the women. So that's my point is, okay, so let's say a man calls out a transgendered man, then what? What are you gonna say? I'm not a man, I'm a woman? Does that make any sense? So that doesn't make sense to you, but it's okay for a man that lives as a man to respond to fighting an actual woman. It's weird. It's just something that people want to break all boundaries. They want people to just be free. Well, why not? Why lock up criminals? Why do anything? Why not just let babies wander off if they want to? Why not let your kids just go without food because they just want to? Like this whole free to be nonsense. Look, I'm gonna say it like this. If you have, that's why I said, okay, the intergender part means if you're going to say it's intergender fighting, okay, then that means even though you live as a woman, you can compete with the men or the females. So again, how does that work? How does that work? And when you go to fight as a pro, then what? Do you fight in the female ranks or the male ranks? Not both. Okay, because really, do you have to be a transgender to fight a woman if that's the case? If that's the case, they could sanction Keith Thurman versus Clarissa Shields. Who the fuck wants to see that? Other than some idiot that's really not a man. And I'm talking about standard, by class, by a coward who thinks it's okay. What the fuck do I want to go see men beating up on women for? And even if a female picks a fight with a guy and say she wins, so what? What are we trying to prove? I mean, if the WNBA decided, and I saw some crap about them, some WNBA teams supposedly challenging some boys' high school team. Well, I don't know if the person was making fun of them. It's just so much bullshit where I don't want to prove I can do whatever a woman can do. I'm not a woman. I don't think as a woman. I do manly shit. So for the females who want to walk around tell her we can do whatever a man can do, whatever, that's you guys. You need to stop trying to act so fucking masculine and be women. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody cares about. I don't want to walk down the street holding a woman's hand and she walk just like I do. She grabbing all in between her legs and I don't want no unfeminine type female. So what I'm saying is this whole men versus women bullshit, I've never, ever indulged in that. I never cared for it. So in terms of the way shit's gonna go, I really don't care to read and understand their full plans. It's bullshit. The fact that they even have to make reference to the sex of a man or a female to explain what they're trying to do, I don't care about it. And I said plain and simple, when you get to the point where you want to not identify with what you are, then, you want to tell yourself you're something else. You see all these people walking around wearing squirrel ears and painting their faces, and it's no cosplay event going on and nothing. This is just how they live. They dress up as animals. They go to Hot Topic and, certain stores like that or whatever, and go to these Halloween costume stores or whatever, and they're walking around, not on Halloween, but just any random day of the week, dressed up like an animal. And you understand what I'm saying to you? So if you, want to tell me that you're a squirrel, I'm supposed to reference you as a squirrel. Like, I'm not feeding into this goofy shit that people do. I'm not catering to dumb shit. So no, I don't support or have any concern in watching men fight women. I'm not concerned with trying to compete with a woman to show you I can be as feminine as you. I can do anything a woman. No, I don't. And when people start talking about the pay that a man makes versus what a female makes and it's not fair and all this other shit, if you can't do what I can do, if you cannot produce what I can produce, and, when it comes to using your head, when it comes to this and being able to carry out orders properly, not get all in your feelings, male or female, whatever, things like that, that's something different. Because we're talking about the qualifications of just using your brain and understanding the assignment and how to treat people. But, men and women both can be assholes in that aspect. We're talking about physicality, okay? If I went outside right now and beat up 5 guys by myself, okay? What you think happens if I go beat up 5 females? Then what? Hey, they're going to treat it worse for me. Oh, you attack women? So why is it okay in a sport? But they train for that. So does the men. What does that mean, though? Do you want to start seeing men get drafted to the WNBA? Or vice versa? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what the fuck do I want to sit up and watch men fight women for? I don't care if you got breasts, long hair, and call yourself Selima. I don't give a damn. I don't want to see the shit. And, for people that's scared to speak out about it because but they're going to think I'm homophobic and all this bullshit. Like, man, I don't care what people think. It's crap. It's bullshit. Let the men fight the men. Let the women fight the women. And if this is true about the WNBA challenging some boys' high school team, they're going to look really stupid if they do this and get embarrassed because they're not good enough to. And be honest with you, if they play like the ninth graders or something and try to take tack because you got women out there that's like 6'8", 6'9", 6'7", and you're out here playing like little small kids, well, then that will make you look really stupid. And the fact of the matter is, it's already embarrassing because you're supposed to be pros. So if you're playing a high school team, what does that tell you? Well, we know we're not going to beat no college male team. We know we're not going to beat no NBA male team or even a D-League male team. So what we going to do? We going to challenge some little kids? I mean, like, I certain things I didn't get into. Like the article that I saw about as far as that what I saw, it was a short article. I didn't read the whole thing. It was a whole lot. I just read the top half, which basically was stating that they had plans into like allowing that. They made a reference to the Army because armed services do that shit where they actually have males fighting against females. Because let's just say it like it is, you have a lot of dykes, okay, and that's what it is. They study very manly acting females in the service that have this attitude that think they can fight with men, and they go in there and they get the shit beat out of them. And I'm telling you, I've seen those fights and where the referee, clearly the woman is already in retreat. She don't want to fight no more. And those guys will punish them to let them know, don't you ever challenge me again. Who the fuck wants to sit and watch that? And it don't take long for these females to realize they're in way over their heads. So, for them to do that, and that's why the article I read made reference to the point of the Army, armed services allowing this because, well, the armed services is respected by U.S. citizens, all right, and different, governing bodies in America. So it's like they want to make it seem as though this is a good thing. Like, it's like equality. They call them some type of equality matches or some shit to that effect. And listen, it's not anything good out of that. The best thing that can happen to those females out of that is they get humbled and stop that bullshit. In terms of a sport, why would you even really care about that shit? Like I said before, you have men that call men out and they don't want to fight, but they'll respond to a female. So that's some coward shit. And just because some governing bodies decide they want to give the green light to make it okay for men to fight women, I'm not interested in that shit. I am not interested in that. So I don't see the point. I don't see the purpose. Look at it this way. I've been in certain businesses. You have to go to the bathroom, and I've seen male, female, transgender. You understand what I mean? I've never walked in purposely in a female's bathroom. There's times you might have, oh shit, didn't realize I'm in the wrong bathroom, but no. So that means if you're not transgender, right, you don't go in the transgender bathroom. Now, people that was yelling discrimination, no, let's just be real. Females don't feel comfortable with that shit. And men don't feel comfortable with it because it's like, we know you're a born man, but we don't know what the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? You're here, and it's uncomfortable. Why? You're pretending to be something that you're not. You understand what I mean? And so what I'm saying in that you're coming into the men's bathroom, and so if you feel discriminated against in some kind of way, so they don't feel comfortable. So in their minds, they're not thinking about how the females feel when they go in there, and the women are like, this is not a born woman. This is a man. Why is he coming in here, dressed like that? So now you get your own bathroom. So males or females don't want to go in the transgender bathroom. That's not for us. That's you. We're not transgender. That's what you are, right? So you're starting to see these things where now it's something extra. No more just male, female, transgender. Even when they label movies, they have it, but it's choices. You're not physically harming anybody. So if you don't have an interest in watching movies with homosexuality and stuff, you don't watch it. Simple. And they have it labeled. That way you don't play something and then you might not want your kids to see certain things, straight or homosexual or whatever. So you check things out first. They have kids sections of movies. Everything's labeled. You understand what I'm saying to you? So what the hell do you call a boxing match between a man and a female? Just because the fucking guy lives his life as a female, what do you call that? They're going to say intergender. So my point is, why do you have to be gay? Why do you have to be transsexual in order for a male to fight a female? That's intergender. So when you see that term, that basically means because this man lives as a woman, he's seen as a woman. Even though he's much stronger and might wind up breaking the fucking jaw of this woman and hurting her extremely bad and basically damaging the fucking female sport because these men want to live as women. And see, you guys made all this noise about Clarissa Shields calling out Keith Thurman, but nobody's saying shit about this. You know what I mean? I'm not for it. No, I'm not interested in seeing Keith Thurman fight Clarissa Shields. I'm not interested in seeing any man fight Clarissa Shields. I don't give a fuck what she say. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I owe these people some extra respect because I don't want to see them. Then what the fuck out of here with that shit? Then create a transgender league. Then how about that? That way it's all fair because you still all men living as women. And now it's called transgender boxing. How about you do that shit? That way, you don't have to worry about man versus woman. How about they do that? And if they're afraid that they won't get enough people to watch and support it, well, so be it. Because you're not going to get me to watch an intergender boxing match. Professional wrestling is not even real. And I don't even like watching male versus female wrestling matches. You know, we know it's bullshit. They got to be extra careful to protect the female to not really hurt them. And it's all just bullshit. We get it. But it's like, it still sends the wrong message. Because for one, kids don't realize that wrestling is fake. Kids still think Santa Claus is real. So now you're teaching little girls to think it's okay to have men punching them in the face and throwing them around. You're having little boys thinking it's okay to just go beat up on females. So what are you doing by doing this? Because when you see it in professional wrestling, it has nothing to do with your sexual preference. It's just the point of why are you putting men in there with females? Oh, you want the world to think that a 120-pound woman can really beat this 275-pound guy? Okay, right. So now you're gonna take a guy because he wants to live as a female and want to be treated as such. We're gonna put them in there and let them beat up on females. This is stupid. This is completely stupid. But people are gonna do what they're gonna do. So you have transgender bars, you have transgendered movies. They have them labeled on these streaming apps, so you know if that's not your thing, don't even watch it. So if you see a movie, or that movie, because a lot of times you might have a movie, even though it's labeled there, it's still in other categories. So what I'm saying, the labels are there for a reason. So no, you're watching a man fight a woman, but because there's transgender, you're referencing that person as she. So the illusion is that, oh, two women are fighting. I don't care about them getting a surgery, getting it cut up. They're still men. Cut this shit. They're still men. And I'm not into that shit, man. Like I said, let them have their own transgender league of boxing. How about that? It's just completely unfair. Like I said, if I go out here and punch a female, let's say, how much you weigh? Chick 250. Oh, me, I'm 253. So I'm only 3. Yeah, and then, yeah, let's fight. What's the first thing that's going to come out of an officer's mouth? Or one of the first things? Why are you out here beating up on women, right? Okay. So if I had long hair, put on some fucking lipstick and some fake breasts or whatever the fuck, then all of a sudden somehow that makes it okay. Yeah, it's not Aries, it's Arietta. Nah, fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not for that, man. I'm not for that. But people gonna do what they gonna do, you know. And people will constantly choose to trust in fools, and they will constantly make these stupid choices. I'm not trying to see that though. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this. Men beating up on females. I'm not going to sit and lie to myself with the old transgender fighting with, no, fuck, call it what you want. They're born men. They can't get pregnant. They can't have babies. The only thing they can do is all this cosmetic surgery and all the shit that they do to try to look like females and all that. They have no place in the ring fighting females. So that's why I say, give them their own little transgendered league of boxing. You did it for the fucking misfits, and they're not real fucking fighters. Give them their own little league of boxing. Otherwise, why not ask them, okay, I know you live your life as a woman, but you're a man. So you need to be fighting other men. Yeah, I bet you they'll tell you, you know how hard it is for me to make myself look like this? And I go in there and the guy's bruising me up and busting my face up and all the plastic surgery or whatever. Oh, yeah, exactly. They don't have to worry about females doing that to them, but they worry about it coming from actual men, which is what you are. I'm going to say it like it is. I don't give a fuck about people feeling some kind of way because I'm telling the truth. It's reality. Okay? You ever been to a dog fight or seen dog fights? Have you ever seen somebody put a pit bull in there with a chihuahua? Okay, because you know what would happen, don't you? Or any other dog other than a fucking pit bull? No, they have all pit bulls fighting pit bulls. There's not too many different dog types you can put in there with a pit bull. Okay? And they're not going to put them in there with like a bull mastiff because they know, especially a Siberian bull mastiff, because that pit bull is toasted. So no, it's pit bulls they put in there. They take the same type of dogs in dog fight. I'm not with that shit. Don't get me wrong. I don't support that bullshit either. But my point is, you don't see that. When they chicken fight, do you ever see them put a chicken against a rooster? You ever see a big ass ostrich in there fighting a chicken? No, they keep it amongst the same. That's what I'm saying. So no, I'm not into no men fighting women. I don't think it should happen. But I tell you what, they do what they want, but I won't support it. You know. Anyway, like I said, talk to me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.